What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful midweek Wednesday. I'm doing pretty good myself. I come across this particular article involving the civil rights icon as we know him, Martin Luther King, but hey, it's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, this is involving his niece. You know, ever since the demise of Charlie Kirk here, or what have you, there's been a lot of people coming out of the woodwork trying to defend this man's character. There's even people putting him on the level that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was. He is nowhere close to that. As a matter of fact, MLK's Jr.'s niece, Alveda King, defends Charlie Kirk against racism allegations. Where will you spend eternity? Okay. Now, I've said before that I've seen this guy right here in passing on the internet, you know, but I knew he had something to do, you know, with the far right and had something to do with racism, but I never knew his name. Then all of a sudden, when, you know, his demise occurred, you know, I was looking, I said, who is this guy? I said, this guy again. I seen Charlie Kirk. You know, and I seen a lot of people say, I said, this the guy right here, you know, said a lot of racist things, you know, towards the black community and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know why Mrs. Alveda King feels a need to come up here and actually defends this man's character when she know herself some of the mean things that he have said, okay, and what have you. I'm not saying that that's why he should have been, you know, took out or whatever. I'm not saying that, you know, because people have the right, hey, to speak their opinion in their mind as they will. That's their opinions. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, hey, one of his people took him out. Not black people. That's another story for another time. But to get into this particular article right here, Alveda King, niece of civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., has spoken out in defense of the late great conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, rejecting claims that he was a racist or white supremacist. In a statement shared on her official YouTube page at Alveda King Official on September 17th, King said such accusations dishonor both Kirk's memory and Christian principles, particularly in the wake of his recent death. Okay, well, what she don't understand is this: Charlie Kirk was every bit the Christian, just based off of his values. Christianity is built on hypocrisy. The way back, okay, the way the Christianity faith was built was by a group called the Crusaders, the Holy Crusade, okay? And they rode with swords drawn on our own people, to force us to accept that false religion, Christianity, okay? And if they didn't, if our people or didn't adhere to what they wanted, guess what they did to our people? Well, they killed them. And that's what that all boils down to. Now, see, Christianity, you know, basically, like I said, is all built on hypocrisy. I'm going to just leave it like that. Now, Alveda King goes on to say, as a woman who survived the assassinations of my uncle, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., my father, Reverend A.D. King, and my grandmother, Miss Alberta Williams King, I know all too well the impact of this kind of cowardly act. King said, Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and now, while his family and this nation grieves, some are calling him a racist, a white supremacist, even a fake Christian. Such accusations are conversations unbecoming to a Christian. That's what she says. But it's every bit becoming to a Christian. I'm telling you, Christianity ain't what people think. So I don't understand her stance on this, but nevertheless, this is her right to voice her opinion. Goes on to say here, King argued that Kirk's legacy was grounded in his outspoken advocacy for faith-based values. All right. In the final analysis, Charlie stood for life, for faith, and for biblical truth. He wasn't afraid to say the name of Jesus in the public square, and he paid a price for it. She continued, "Now is not the time to attack Charlie. It's the time to lift up the banner of Christ." She urged Americans to remember Kirk for his public engagement, which she said encouraged dialogue on difficult social and cultural issues. She ended her short statement with those probing words. Oh boy. To continue here, as a member of the one blood human race, Charlie Kirk's legacy of public discourse, of bringing difficult conversations to the table, mattered. He calls us to think and to pray. Charlie has gone to meet his maker. May he rest in peace. May we honor him today by praying for his family and by answering this question: where will you spend eternity? Well, I'm not going to honor no Charlie Kirk. I only honor Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I don't honor the ancestors either, okay? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is crazy, and it seems strange. It seems like you wonder if it's even real, okay? Now, in conclusion here, it says Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, was fatally shot earlier this month. His death has reignited polarizing debates over the political influence and controversial rhetoric, with supporters lauding his faith and critics highlighting his combative style. Okay? Well, I'm going to tell you this. In my opinion, to me, the man was a racist. Okay? He definitely was a racist. You know, in my opinion. Now, some may say, well, no, Charlie was like Alveda King here. All right? But to me, yeah, he was. Some of the things that man said weren't right. But that was his opinion. And like I said before, just because he said those things don't mean that he should have been took out. All right? And that's just what it is. But what say you people? Do you think Charlie Kirk was a racist? You know, or do you think Alveda King here is overstepping? I'd like to hear your opinions on it in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.